My name is Rochelle Thompson, and I am a senior at Florida State University, majoring in information technology. Database administration and web development are the two aspects that thrill me the most in the IT field, and for which I have a passion for learning new things and do so with ease. My superior customer service skills allow me to communicate with the client in order to ensure not just satisfaction, but also a lasting positive relationship between the company and client. I will be showing you in this video how to create an entity relationship diagram, a simple database, and how to populate that database using MySQL. In order to work alongside of this video, I have created a manual which can be found at 2007.ispace.ci.rmt05d/ir/howto.html. You will also need Microsoft Visio 2007 as well as an up-to-date MySQL. Let's get started. The first step to creating the database is to examine the data that you will be putting into it. In this video, we will be using the data from the following three tables: department, manager, and employee. Each one of these tables will become a separate entity. As you can see, each row or record has an ID number. This ID is unique and what we will be using for our primary key. You should note the title of each field, as these will become attributes. Note how the employee table has both the manager and department IDs in it as well. This allows us to conclude that these are foreign keys. A foreign key is also located in the department table. Once you are familiar with the structure of the tables, you are ready to create your entity relationship diagram. This diagram allows the person creating the database to have a visual representation of how the database will be structured and how the different tables are linked. We will be using Microsoft Visio to draw these diagrams. Upon starting the program, you will select the Software and Database folder located in the menu on the left-hand side of the screen. From here, choose the Database Model diagram. Once your new document has opened, you will see a table to the left of the screen which contains different shapes. These shapes will help you create the diagram. Click on the entity shape and drag it to your blank page. You will now see a database properties table at the bottom of the screen. In the definition category, you can assign the entity a name. In our case, we will name our first table Department. Next, go to the columns category to add fields or attributes. Input the attributes into your physical name column. You do not need to worry about adding the foreign keys, as they will be added automatically when relationships are created between the entities. You will also want to select the data type for each, either by using the drop-down menu or physically inputting it. To keep this video simple, the IDs will all be classified as integers, and all other fields will be varchars of length 15. Microsoft Visio will give you the option of making one of these attributes the primary key by checking the box to the right. Note that Visio will also make this a required attribute. Repeat this for each entity in your database. When you're finished, your entities should look as follows. The next step to creating the ER diagram is to define the relationships. There are three different types of relationships: one-to-many, many-to-many, and one-to-one. For the sake of this video, we will assume that the following three relationships are present: one manager to many employees, one department to many employees, and one department to many managers. As you can see, these are all one-to-many relationships. To show these relationships in your ER diagram, you must first select the relationship shape located to the left of the screen, as well as the connector tool located at the top. Once you have selected these options, you are ready to begin. In our case, you will start with the department-employee relationship. To do this, you must first point your cursor over the entity on the one side of the relationship, or database entity here, until its border becomes red. Press down and guide your mouse over to the entity on the many side, or the employee entity. Once that entity's border turns red, release the mouse and an arrow will appear. Microsoft Visio automatically added the primary key of department as a foreign key in employee. Complete this for all relationships. We are now ready to create the actual database. To begin, log on to your server via MySQL query browser with your username and password. To create a database to which you will store your data in, you will need to construct a simple create statement. To do this, type create, followed by what we will be creating, so database, followed by the name of the database you wish to create. In this demonstration, I've chosen to call my database DemoDB. A semicolon signals to MySQL the end of the statement. Click the Execute button and your database will be created. To ensure this, right-click in the schematic window to the right of the screen and select the Refresh button. Our DemoDB has appeared at the top of the list. To add the entities, we use the create statement again. However, this time, we will be creating tables. We will start with creating the department table. To begin adding attributes, we open a set of parentheses. The syntax for adding attributes is attribute name, followed by the data type. Our first attribute, department ID, is the primary key to which we want MySQL to assign a number to, incrementing it each time to ensure that it is unique. To do this, we type the data type int primary key auto_increment. From here, we can add the other attributes. To add the actual data into the table, we must use the insert statement. Syntax is as follows. Insert into your entity name, values. Now we can add the values. When entering data, the order in which you type each piece will determine the attribute it is placed in. Because MySQL is assigning a number to the manager ID, or the first attribute in the department table, the value for this field is null. When entering a string of characters like that of department name, you must place the string inside of single quotations. Integers such as manager ID can be entered by themselves. You must construct an insert statement for each row of data in each entity. To test the table, in order to ensure that your data was added successfully, double-click the table. This will automatically create a select all statement to which you can execute. All of the data in the table will be shown at the bottom of the screen as such. By following each of my steps, you will be left with a fully functional database as well as a visual representation. From here, I encourage you to learn more about databases, such as how to query specific information or how to add users with passwords. The MySQL website, www.mysql.com, has many reference manuals that do a great job in assisting you on your SQL journey. Any comments, questions, or concerns can be sent to my email, rochellethompson@gmail.com.